Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Total War 3 Kingdoms. Today is going to be the start of our campaign, but we're going to do something a little bit different. Because I said that I was going to play the Yellow Turbans in Romance mode, because I know people love to see the heroic characters and the general duels and all that cool stuff, but, you know, I've tried playing a couple games now in Romance mode. I played a little bit of Dongzhuo, I played a little bit of Yellow Turbans, I played a little bit of Mateng, and you know what? I just don't really like Romance mode. And I'll show you why. Retreating heroes cannot be targeted. Lame. The enemy doesn't have anything that can really stop my heroes effectively. So, can you fire into the infantry of Jing? Why don't ya? Excellent. Oh my god. Wow. Watch this. Alright, and Rage of Lubu. And fucking 130 kills. There's no possibility of them winning this unless, like, I were to go and just stand in front of the towers and fight for a while. But just commanding Lubu to ride back and forth. And there we go. 605 kills the enemy have broken. Yep. Alright. Drop the Rage of Lubu. Boom! There we go. Alright, drop the Rage. Yep, and wham! Okay. Yeah, that did it. That I think has torn it. Actually, no. No. Just fall back with everybody. Just let Lubu handle it. 295 kills, still has 19,000 health. Okay, so what you just saw there was a little bit of why I have a problem with Romance mode. The heroes can be just so broken. It's amazing. Lubu, He-Man, all those heroes, they're just... It really, in my opinion, removes a lot of strategy from the game. Because, I mean, the battles just turn into a question of, well, how effectively can you remove the counters to your heroes? Like, you know, if you have, like, Lubu or somebody on your side, or He-Man. He-Man is also a ridiculously powerful hero. If you remove the things that can counter them, which there are only one or two usually, then there just isn't... I mean, the enemy just can't do anything about it. Like, I mean, Lubu, 600 some odd kills, he had plenty of health left, and he's unbreakable. He could easily have racked up 1,000 or 1,200 kills. I mean, he could wipe out an army by himself. With a little bit of micro, it doesn't even really matter what units are in that army, just because the only real counter to him when he's mounted is halberds, but he can dismount. So, for a strategy game, or a quote-unquote, a theoretical strategy game, that just removes a ton of the strategy from it. I mean, your armies are very secondary to your characters. And your characters, it's even more so than in, like, Total War Warhammer. And now, I like Warhammer, don't get me wrong, but probably the part of Warhammer that I like the least is the way that the heroes and lords are so important compared to the armies. And Total War 3 Kingdoms just takes that to a whole new level. Like, the heroes, it's not even comparable. The heroes are incredibly more valuable than the armies are. So, we're not going to play Romance mode. Because like I said, I've now played total of about 5 or 6 hours of Romance mode, and I'm just not a fan. I mean, I love 3 Kingdoms Records mode. 3 Kingdoms in Records mode is a really good strategy game. It kind of marries a lot of the best parts of Medieval 2, in my opinion, with a lot of the advancements that have happened since then. And I have little balancing, quirks and little things that I don't think are perfect, of course. Like, there are things that I don't like about the game. But, that said, it's still a very good game, in my opinion. But Romance mode, I don't know. It's just not nearly as tactical or strategic. It's not as interesting to me. And I'm not going to play something just for the sake of spectacle that isn't interesting to me. So instead, we are going to play the Yellow Turbans. We are going to play as He Yi, I think. but we're going to play in records mode.
心无信念，则生命毫无意义。
何宜，眼见天命，欲绝严hạn。他深知此时应接手黄金党众，与众人共举大义。
Okay, so Yi is a leader of the Yellow Turban Rebellion. The Yellow Turban Rebellion historically was actually mostly gone by 190, but excuse me, it's a very interesting historical episode in Chinese history. And the Yellow Turbans were really one of the precipitating factors to the Three Kingdoms period. So real brief, very oversimplified history background for what's happening here. The government of the Han dynasty, the Han Empire, had been riddled with corruption for years. In the early 180s, a series of floods, storms, droughts, all kinds of terrible shit started happening, which caused a lot of population migration and a lot of unrest. This time period of all this unrest and unsettled, all these issues basically created a fertile field for the rise of the Yellow Turban Rebellion. The Yellow Turbans were originally a religious sect led by a trio of Taoist faith healers and mystics who were brothers. And they preached the Taipingjing, the Way of Great Peace, which was not actually very peaceful, which basically was a religious justification for a rebellion against the Han dynasty. They taught that the Han had lost the mandate of heaven, as evinced by all these natural disasters, and so they had to be overthrown, and the Yellow Turbans would lead the way into the Age of the Yellow Sky, the period when, you know, the heaven's blessing would be returned to China, and China would be great again under the new dynasty. And they had a number of ideas about agrarian reform and, you know, political ideas, but basically the main thing that welded the Yellow Turbans together was the belief that the Han had to be overthrown. So, that's what they were trying to do, and they were building up towards a revolution in 184, I believe the year was. The rebellion was found out before it could really be launched. The leader was arrested to be executed. And that kicked things off several months ahead of schedule. So the Yellow Turbans rose in rebellion throughout, like, northern and central China. Hundreds of thousands of people stormed local garrisons and killed governors and burned down depots and fortresses, or captured fortresses. In response, the Han central government, led by the 10 eunuchs, which were a group of palace administrators who held a lot of power and were held to be responsible for a lot of the corruption in the government, what ended up happening was they ended up giving a lot more power and autonomy to local generals and warlords than had previously been the case. The Yellow Turban Rebellion was put down pretty early on, actually. Militarily speaking, after the initial wave of attacks, they didn't have a lot of success. But in the process, they caused this kind of fragmentation of power away from the central administrators. And so people like Dong Zhuo and Cao Cao, Liu Bei, all these people. Liu Bei actually wasn't an in-fief warlord at the beginning of the period, but Sun Jian, I've forgotten his name now. Shou, up here, the Shou family. All those people kind of gained a lot of independent power because of the exigencies of putting down the Yellow Turban Rebellion. After that, the emperor died, and the new emperor was not very well disposed towards the 10 eunuchs. So before he could actually be crowned, I believe, one of the leaders of the 10 eunuchs had him killed, and it was pretty obvious this had happened. So, this guy, Yuan Shao, led an army into the capital, and he executed the 10 eunuchs. He had them all killed. This sparked chaos, and in that chaos, Dong Zhuo took the next emperor, the child emperor, declared himself chancellor, and burned Luoyang, the capital city, to the ground as the coalition army retreated. Now, Yuan Shao once again raised a coalition of warlords, all of these guys plus a number more, against Dong Zhuo, who had now fled to the west. We're gonna hear some voiceover again here. But so, Dong Zhuo had fallen back into Chang'an, his own city. The coalition slowly disintegrated, and by 190 was more or less moribund, and that's the period we find ourselves in here. Okay, so the capital has been burned to the ground, the central government has been devastated, Dongzhuo is the Chancellor of the Han and claims dominion over the entire empire. And all these various other characters are basically warlords who have carved out their own little realms and are now working to secure themselves and fight against Dongzhuo, who sort of unifies everyone else against him at the moment. Now, He Yi and these other characters were in fact leaders of the Yellow Turban Rebellion. Some of them historically were killed pretty early on, and the others really didn't amount to more than banditry by 190. He Yi and He-Man and He-Man were killed, I believe, later in the 190s, but none of them survived into the Three Kingdoms period proper. But we're going to see if we can change that. We're going to see if we can help rid the world of illegitimate rule and bring about the age of the Yellow Sky. So, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe are going to war to save the people, and we will see if we can successfully purify China of wickedness alongside them. He Yi, in terms of benefits, He Yi is a healer, so he has bonus penalty to lower upkeep for ranged unit, bonus morale for his army, and of course he has He-Man the most powerful, the devil who shoots across the sky. Plus he can recruit Yusha right from the start of the game. He has a special occupation option which gets him less money but extra population growth and income, and he can build the village healer chain, which gives population growth and public order. So, and higher population decreases recruitment cost. So that's nice. So, let's go purify China, shall we?
火尽灰飞，点亮夜色。董卓权倾朝野，奸浊世间。洛阳一片火海，诛灭燕患后，朝野混乱。汉室倾于鸡心之上。天绝炎流，汉作以终。天下早已改其意志，何以深知天下百姓疾苦？如今时机已到。主公，洛阳付之一炬了。
汉室崩解，百姓遭灾，何其苦也！
主公，即使腹背受敌，你也要结束他们的苦难。
我等之大义，乃汉之末路。
若不坚守，必将大败。
我等寡不敌众，孰可战，孰不可战，万望深思。唯一守住这次来犯，方可对汉室发起反击。
我等定要力挡来犯之敌，继而转守为攻。汉朝将亡，新的时代将至。
Alright, so, the tyrant has thrown China into even a greater chaos. Heaven has abandoned the Han. You must lead the Yellow Turbans to claim the mandate of Heaven and restore the peace. We start off with a few missions here. We want to defeat an enemy force to get an heirloom spear and bonus experience for He Yi. We also want to study a reform in order to get the Book of the People, which is a very powerful ancillary. It gives cunning, authority, satisfaction, and enables encouragement, so it provides a morale bonus to units near him. Now, we're in Records mode. So in Records mode, instead of being a singular character, your generals are units. He Yi here is a legendary hero, which means the Yellow Turban generals are different from the standard ones in that they have access to mixed skill trees, essentially. So instead of being a red Vanguard general or a green champion general, He Yi is kind of both. He has access to pretty decent armor, good spear weapons, and decent followers and ancillaries and all that. He can get the Refined Tax Collector, which gives Resolve and Authority, so we're going to equip that. Equip that. And he can also have the Strategies of the Warring States. He cannot have this Refined Composite Bow, because that is being used by He-Man. Or He-Man, rather. So we'll give him the... Yeah, we'll give him the Strategies of the Warring States for now. That'll give him some extra cunning, and enable Guerrilla deployment. So if we look at his stats here, since he is, as I said, a unit instead of a single a single model. He has a lot of health. His bodyguard size is very large, which gives his unit a lot of health. His morale is actually surprisingly low, I would say. His charge bonus is nothing too special. He does a lot of armor-piercing damage, but has a relatively low attack rate. In terms of combat, he's not amazing, but he's quite tough. With high HP and high armor, plus a decent melee evasion base rate and decent speed, Heyi's unit can really get in the way and muck things up. His damage is also fairly high, plus 22% from instinct, and his recruitment cost is lowered. So, yeah, he can do some damage. He's not exactly shock cavalry. He's more of a grinding out melee cavalry. In terms of relationships, he doesn't like Liu Biao because he's at war with them, and he doesn't like Yuan Shu because he's at war with him. He is kind, a disciplinarian, and relentless. So, I think... See, it's funny. It sounds like relentless should give you more fatigue resistance, but I think it may actually give you less, which is odd. In terms of abilities, he does have Mighty Knockback, so he causes extra damage by charging in to knock back enemies. Oh yeah, he is resistant to fatigue. And he has Guerrilla deployment now, so he can deploy outside of his deployment zone. He can also recruit. His current retinue includes these usher, who are a small but potent unit, People's Warband, which is, it's an okay basic infantry unit, and 2 Yellow Turban Archers, which are actually quite good. They have a lot of ammunition, so they can keep firing for a long time. So we've got him. He's right next to this Han Empire army with a Champion General and 2 G Militia. And then I also, down here, have He-Man. He-Man has a unit of Militia of Virtue, which have a very high parry rate, so they're tough. A unit of Yellow Sky Heralds, which are the opposite. They are not very tough, but they do hit pretty hard and have a high charge bonus for infantry. And then 2 Yellow Turban Warriors. Actually, I guess they have a slightly lower charge bonus than Yellow Turban Warriors. And also they don't have shields, so Yellow Turban Warriors are pretty good at blocking. We also picked up a Great Glaive. It's pretty cool. So you get random ancillaries at the start of the game. So, He-Man here has the matched Chui. He has double weapons, which give him plus expertise and plus resolve. His expertise is quite high, so his melee evasion is very good. In fact, his base melee evasion is nuts. He-Man's unit has a 96% chance to evade melee damage from the front and the side. He also has Mighty Knockback, and he causes fear. He is an incredibly good cavalry unit. He doesn't do much armor-piercing damage. His armor is mainly... His damage is mainly base damage, and his instinct only increases it by about 10%. But he has, like I said, he has good armor, he has excellent melee evasion, a little bit of missile block chance, and decent hit points, albeit not hugely high hit points. So, in combat, He-Man, the most powerful, is incredibly good. Now, unfortunately, since we're not playing in romance mode, he doesn't have a ranged attack. He can't actually use this composite bow to fire, it just gives him stat bonuses. So it increases his cunning and his authority, which gives him extra ammunition and extra morale. And his morale is a little bit higher. So yeah, he's doing a good job. He's got those Militia of Virtue, which are pretty solid. And he can recruit Yellow Turban Horsemen. In terms of our starting position, we start in a delicate situation because we are kind of surrounded. We've got Sun Jian right there to our west, Cao Cao to our east, and Liu Biao, and then Liu Biao, Luoyang, that's Dongzhuo. Let's turn this thing to look straight north. Up here we've got Wang Shao, who is one of the Yellow Turbans on our side, up to Liu Bei, who is a good guy, but unfortunately he's not on our side. That's the Han Empire, that's Liu Biao, and we've got Yuan Shu right up here. So we're surrounded, it's a delicate situation. Could be worse, but we're still in some danger. But right now, we're gonna knock out this Han Empire force. And this will be easy, because all he has is G Militia with no shields, while we have the Yellow Turban Archers, and we've got a couple of sword units. Alright, so, set up our deployment. So as you can see, we've got a cavalry unit back here, and it's large. Since He has such high resolve, his retinue is quite big. Very bigly. Which is nice. It's actually larger than any standard cavalry unit by almost half again. And since we can guerrilla deploy, we can start right up in the face of the enemy and begin firing from the word go. So these guys are going to be in group 1. We'll set them on guard mode. These guys are going to be group 2. We will set them right there, so they're just in range. And we'll turn off skirmish mode. We do have an enemy champion over here, and what we can see is if we compare... Yi has a lot more health. He has less melee attack rate, so his attacks are quite a bit slower. And a lot less charge bonus. His damage is actually significantly higher. His block chance is higher, his armor is higher, the speed is the same. So in a grind-out fight, he's going to win against Zhao Shi up here, because he has the health, he has the damage output, he attacks more slowly, yes, by a significant margin, and he gets less of a charge bonus. So trying not to absorb the charge would be better. But, of course, the attack rate, the lower attack rate, is somewhat compensated by the fact that he has 17 extra models. So we're going to start the battle, and we're going to start focusing fire on the G Militia up there. We can see the arrows going in. Archers in this game, really, really powerful. The G Militia already taking a bunch of damage. We're actually going to focus on Zhao Shi up here, because G Militia really are a secondary danger. We want to take out this cavalry. My swordsman can deal with G Militia very effectively, I think. The usher up here, you can see, are much better overall. And I think, especially as they charge in, they're going to wreck this G Militia. Yeah, they're wrecking the G Militia. The enemy cavalry is trying to go around the flank, the enemy general, so we're going to send Yi to intercept him and stop him from being able to charge the archers or run successive flank charges. The Yusha, unfortunately, did get a really heavy flank charge there, so they're taking quite a bit of damage. My archers need to not be running forward into combat. We'll swap them to the G Militia and pull Yi back so he doesn't charge into the G Militia. Let's get some fire. These archers need to stop running forward, please. Jesus. Alright, the G Militia are already starting to fall. This is one thing that I don't really like. Archers, when they don't have perfect line of sight, will tend to continuously run forward in an effort to find it, and it's kind of a problem. But Zhao Shi is definitely going to get wrecked in this fight. We just have too many models. Yi just has too many men to fight those 23 champion models. And yeah, the Yusha are winning. They are, I believe, unbreakable. Yeah, they have 100 morale, so they are unbreakable. And they're just chewing through those G Militia. They took a really hard hit from that flank charge. 26 of them died at that time. But the G Militia have actually killed only a few of them, and they're racking up kills pretty quickly. So the G Militia are about to go down. Zhao Shi is about to go down. He's putting up a good fight against Yi, but it won't last. And my Yellow Turban archers, as you can see, they've racked up a decent... It's a small number of kills, but not incredibly small. And now they're just going to bombard these G Militia as they try to come back into the fight. There we go. Over here, the general fight continues. We're at 55 versus 18. He is doing damage pretty well, but he isn't going to win. It won't last. Let's actually swap to shoot those routers to keep driving them off. And yeah, they're gonna go down pretty quickly. Well, over here, let's see if we can see. Let's see if we can find Yi, because he should have a unique model. Well, that's victory. Yi, where is he? Let's pause real quick, see if we can see him. That is Zhao Shi, the champion, right there. And Yi is... There he is. He's right behind him. Right behind him with his nice straw hat on. Alright. Claim victory. Okay, good start. Excellent start. We did take some casualties, especially among the Yusha, but I think it was well worth it. And of course we can replenish those fairly quickly, because one of the real benefits of being the Yellow Turbans is that your unit replenishment is very high. Okay, and nice kick to the jaw. Got him. Now, he survived, I believe. He did rout. We've actually captured Zhao Shi. He would rather die than betray his cause, unfortunately, which is probably fine. He is deceitful, He is creative and wise, so he's not a bad character. But he could be a problem for us. We're going to release him for now, because we can get some money for it, and he has nothing of value to take. So, yeah, we'll just, we'll let him go. And then we're going to, we have 47 captured troops. We'll recruit them, I think, to get the extra replenishment. And the Han Empire army is destroyed. So, we've gained the Heirloom Spear, and we've got bonus experience for He. Now, they want us to recruit a Spearmen Captain, and that will get us bonus experience and some money, so we can do that. And to capture a settlement will get us 2,000 gold. Now, He's family spear, he has a Great Glaive, which does a lot more damage but less armor piercing, or he could do the Heirloom Spear. I think the Heirloom Spear is the way to go. More armor piercing damage, more expertise and instinct. Yeah, I think the Heirloom Spear is the way to go there. So, with more expertise and instinct, his damage goes up even more, and his melee evasion also goes up. So now he really is kind of a pretty solid duelist. If we give him the Great Glaive, see here, his melee damage is pretty good, and it gives him more charge bonus. But I think the Heirloom Spear is a better deal for him. Okay, I don't think he leveled up. He did not, so he's got a ways to go before he can level up. Alright. And Zhao Shi was killed since the army was destroyed. Okay, so we've got our solid little unit. I can afford to remove these pins, I think. Don't think I need all those pins to be on the map. But it is time to start recruiting. So you can see here our basic replenishment rate is very high, which is excellent. But I think what I want to do here is, I can't recruit any units right now, but I need to move somebody over to help defend Runan, because I anticipate that Liu Biao will probably come for me. And then I also want to move up and take some of these areas around me. Like, for example, Yangshao over here. Hongzhou has this, but everything else in this province is controlled by the Han Empire, which means it should be easy to take. So taking control of Yangshao should be a pretty good decision. I'd also want to expand down into this small city, and potentially this farmland over here, which is, I think, another single province minor faction. So, He-Man, we are going to have him march over to the Iron Mine to help defend it. He is going to go over here towards this farmland, and next turn I'll recruit some troops. We're going to take a couple turns to build up units before we go to attack, and so we'll probably skip a couple turns for that. In the meantime, I think I am going to upgrade my town, though. Strategically speaking, it can sometimes be wise to make a run for the south, I believe, with this faction, just because you're surrounded by factions up here, and you're not surrounded by factions down here, so you might be able to build up a little bit more. But I think we're going to try to make a stand here at Runan. And I think we can do it if we play aggressively right at the start. If we can knock out Saimao and Hongzhou and kind of make some room. Huangtu taking this province, I think, is actually an early goal. Just kind of put our backs to the river, which will help defend us. And then I don't know where this town is. Sunjiang controls that town. But yeah, if we can put our backs to the river, then I think we'll be in a decent place. So let's upgrade the town. And then I'm probably going to skip a couple of turns forward. But first, we do have the option to pick a reform. There are a bunch of them. They do different things. They increase our enlightenment score, which pushes us up towards higher ranks. Currently, most of our diplomatic options are locked behind being higher rank. So we definitely want to research as much as possible. Militia of Virtue are pretty solid units. The Book of Heavenly Reason increases general satisfaction, which I don't need right now. Inner Reflection gives me more experience, which actually is quite useful. Embolden the People unlocks White Wave Veterans and White Wave Horsemen. White Wave Veterans are quite solid. They're kind of second-tier sword infantry. And White Wave Horsemen are decent shock cavalry. So they have shields, so they block some missiles. They have an excellent charge bonus, and they do plenty of armor-piercing damage. So they're decent. That would be a good choice. Subservience to the People gives me more population growth. That gives me a little bit of construction cost. Relinquish Valuables unlocks horse archers for me, horseback huntsmen. Horse archers can be very interesting. They have a lot of ammunition, and they hit pretty hard. What they don't have is numbers. So their arrows individually do more damage than the arrows of foot archers, and they have, like I said, more ammunition than normal archers by a good bit. That said, they're also pretty vulnerable in a lot of ways. I don't know. I've never really played with horse archers. It also unlocks heavy spear infantry with shields, though, and those are pretty solid units. Tell you what, let's research proactive planning would also be really good. For plus 10% campaign movement range. Let's get that first, and then we'll get horse archers, which could be pretty sweet. Okay, so like I said, we're probably going to move forward a couple turns. I'll see you once our armies are ready. Okay, so I just moved out Piggy in order to launch my attack, and as soon as I moved out, a couple of enemy armies from Wangsu just came up. Now, I do have some Yellow Turban Archers, People's Warband, Yellow Turban Warriors. Unfortunately, it looks like my garrison is damaged for some reason. I don't know why. They should be fully recuperated and ready to go. But that said, I actually have a decent number of troops here, and this is a large town. I guess it's because I just recently upgraded to a large town. So I think my garrison especially can actually win this, especially because I have archers and he actually doesn't. He has G Militia, some Cavalry, and then 2 Axe Band. So I think we do have inferior forces, but especially with the help of the towers, I think I can win this battle. So we're going to fight it. Alright, so as you can see, this is a pretty solid little town here. We've got towers at each of the entrances. Enemy reinforcements are arriving over there, but the enemy army has deployed over here. Now, this army has no ranged units. It only has 2 infantry units plus a sentinel general. So honestly, I don't think we need to worry too much about it. We do have 3 barricades, which we can place if we want. All these are points where you can place barricades, you don't have to. Over here, however, this is very interesting. Where he's coming in, my towers actually have pretty well overlapping fields of fire. Like, if he chooses to attack this gate, he'll actually have 4 towers firing on him. If he goes over here, it'll only be 2 there, but there's 2 more there. I think all of the entrances have overlapping towers. This is actually really good. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to place a barricade there. We're going to place a barricade there. No, not there. We're going to place a barricade there to help funnel. And we're going to place a barricade there to block off that entrance to the town center. Then most of my troops are actually going to be deployed over here. Now on this side, People's Warband versus Yellow Turban Warriors. People's Warband, I guess, actually hit better. People's Warband have a lot more damage. They just don't have shields and they don't have armor. No, they do still have armor, they just don't have shields. Okay, so, yeah, we're going to put a People's Warband right there. We're going to put a People's Warband right there. And then my 3 Yellow Turban Warriors... I'm actually going to remove that barricade because they'll block my own movement. We're going to put both of our archers over here. And Yellow Turban Warriors there. Yellow Turban Warriors there. The goal, of course, is to keep the enemy inside the tower firing range, so that because the towers can rack up kills, towers do some work, and we'll have a reinforcing unit right there. I'm mainly worried about the cavalry. The cavalry could do some significant damage by cycle charging me if we let that happen. If I put these guys on the barricade, pull this unit back to here, we might be able to kind of get a counter charge kind of situation. Well, no. Alright. let's just do this. If they want to try and go around me, they can. I'm going to actually remove that barricade. If they want to try and go around me, they can, but the towers will hopefully make them hurt for it. And then I'll place barricades. I'll place a barricade there. Anywhere I place a barricade kind of might block my retreat, but I'll put a barricade there, and I'll put a barricade there. Alright. So, enemy reinforcements are going to come in over here. Yep, here they go. So, there's their champion, there's their G Militia, and their Cavalry. Over here. Yeah, these guys are already taking fire from the towers, and they're already taking casualties. That, basically, if the block chance doesn't proc, a tower kills a unit every time it hits. So, yeah, these Axe Band are going to take some pretty heavy casualties by the time they come in. And then they'll have to fight. I'm going to set these guys on guard mode. Yeah, being pushed back, whatever. And I think they're just going to charge this one gate, which is fine by me. Everyone is going to be on guard mode. I wonder where they're going to go. We'll see. I'm hoping, because these guys are just bum rushing me, and they're taking a ton of damage doing it. Like, they've already lost a lot of men from the towers as they charge. Alright, you get over there to support. I'm hoping that my People's Warband can hold long enough and keep them in range of the towers long enough for the towers to do the damage. Oh god, here comes the charge. Oh fuck. Yeah, that was a little painful. But Zheng Hu is also taking damage. If I can get these guys over there fast enough, we've got to keep the towers online. We've got to. Yep, still controlled by He Yi. My People's Warband are losing, but as long as they lose slowly enough, we'll be able to hold over there. Over on this side, meanwhile, we've got the enemy units coming up. They actually have no archers, and it looks like they're pushing over in this direction. So let's put my archers right over there. Let's put this unit right there. There is an entrance over on this side as well. Okay, I think we've stabilized. I think Zheng Hu over here is going to have a bad day, because his axe bands have been dramatically cut down by the tower fire, and so has he. There we go. He's down to 16 men. His axe band is starting to rout. Excellent. I don't think we need to worry about that. Towers make towns very, very difficult to attack in the early game. And these guys are going to drive themselves crazy and lose all of their fatigue trying to run around and line up with us. Let's put these guys down there to block that entrance. And yeah, they're routing, and they're going to take crippling casualties trying to run out of range of the towers. These guys are down, especially because when they turn their backs, of course, their shields don't matter. So the axe band's going to die. That axe band is going to die. Well, that axe band might... No, they're fucked. Okay, good. Now we can pull these guys over. Alright, and now they're flanking back in the other direction. Okay, so they are shattered. He is shattered. This unit is the only one that might rally, and it won't be able to make its way back through the towers. Towers are good. Towers are really, really good. They have weaknesses, obviously. Like if you march forward shielded spearmen in turtle formation, they take almost no damage from towers, and they can miss. But generally speaking, if you're attacking in sieges, you have to deal with the towers early on, either with artillery or, you have to deal with them some kind of way. Because otherwise they're going to wreck you. Okay, we're going to put these guys right there. These guys will form a reserve. And the archers will come over there. And let's fast forward and see where they go. Okay, it looks like they're patrolling back and forth. Oh, they're trying to dodge the archers. Okay, well, I'm just going to leave the archers still then. And let them go where they want. Yeah, they're trying to dodge the archers. Well, actually, it looks like they might be glitched or something. and just be moving back and forth. Have they made a decision? They might have made a decision. Okay. They're coming in here, it looks like. Alright, so we've got a reserve. We're gonna pull these guys back, also, to be a reserve. And the towers are now beginning to fire, so the enemy is committed. Let's get our archers deployed. Militia take brutal damage from towers, because of course they don't have shields. So all those lovely arrows just really, really hurt Militia. Now, Militia aren't the best in melee confrontations with swordsmen, so my Yellow Turban warriors will hold against them very well. What I want to do is I want to kill this guy, Lu Gong, because his morale is lower than Wang Zu, and his charge bonus is a lot higher. And like I said, the towers are already kind of wrecking the, those poor saps. Alright, don't fire it well. Okay, Mounted Lancer Militia, take them out. Mounted Lancer Militia are fairly weak to archery. These guys are probably going to die before they really make it to us. They are gonna get a charge. And they got us a reasonable number of kills. But let's just lay as much damage on the cavalry as we can as they come in. Like I said, the Militia, not as worried about them. Alright. Charge the People's Warband in. And this unit, let's pull them down, because this is definitely where the attack is coming. Alright. Shoot at the general. Shoot at Lu Gong. Okay, the Yellow Turban warriors are having some trouble, so pull in the reinforcements. Those Mounted Lancer Militia are gonna die. They're gonna take some of us with them. And yeah, time to throw in all our units, because we got 2 generals fighting us there. But they are still in tower range, which is the important factor. Yeah, enemy units are routing. Okay, good. They're actually, some of them are actually running into the city, but they're going to shatter from archery fire here. And yep, okay. Get the Yellow Turban warriors around the back. And we'll see if we can't sandwich these guys. The archers, meanwhile, are dropping arcing fire into the back. That's fine, they're doing damage. And you can see, they're actually... No, stop that. You can see some of them are running into melee like fucking idiots. But they're getting some respectable kill numbers. That People's Warband has gotten 72 kills. They are pretty solid. Alright, get these guys to charge into the back, and the enemy army is wavering from losses. So, put some fire down range on them. And we will give them a good old Yellow Turban send-off. Not sure if I killed either of the generals, but I did at least do a ton of damage. And, we definitely put paid to him. We definitely showed him that the Yellow Turban Rebellion isn't taking any shit from the Han today. Good on ya. Alright. Excellent victory. Yeah, towers are a very powerful force multiplier. In early game sieges, often the victory comes from feinting with shielded units against the towers and sending cavalry in to charge in through another way. If you can get the fight to happen in the town, where the towers can't shoot you as the attacker, then you have a pretty significant advantage. If not, you might get wrecked, because fighting those extended melees in front of the towers are devastating, absolutely devastating to your numbers and to your morale, because you're constantly taking damage. We've captured Lu Gong, who is honestly not a great character. And he also can't give us anything. Oh god, we captured both of them. We actually captured both of them. Well, I'm going to release them both, because neither of them are super dangerous to me, and it'll give me money. And then I will ransom the troops back as well. Okay, so excellent. That made us like 1,000 gold. For no cost. I love it. Okay, so we've researched a reform, we got the Book of the People, and we're moving towards our next faction rank, which, as I said, will unlock a whole bunch of diplomacy options. So we got a Law Enforcer, +2 Public Order, plus the Book of the People. That's excellent. So, hey, instead of Strategies of the Warring States, which gives you Cunning and Satisfaction and Guerrilla Deployment, I'll let you get the Book of the People, which gives you Cunning, Authority, Satisfaction, and Encourage. So that is pretty neat. So your Authority has gone up, more morale, Cunning has gone up, more ammunition, and then for the Tax Collector, let's get the Law Enforcer. That will actually reduce your Resolve a little bit. Minus 2% bodyguard size, that's fine. And it will give you, you're really close to 69 troops though. Yeah, it doesn't give me an extra troop. But that will give me +2 public order faction-wide, which is pretty nice. I'm up to $2,700. So I'm also going to upgrade my Iron Mine to get more income. And now, He Yi's troops are going to move in to see if we can potentially take out Kong Zhao. Now, Kong Zhao has a fairly sizable army, and his farmland also has a fairly sizable garrison. 4 units of archers, or archer militia. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 9 archers, compared to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of mine, 4 are peasant archers. I'm not sure I really want to fight that at the moment. Let's pull back to the bridge here and at least finish replenishing. Actually, if we go down here, what we might do is we might attack Guangzhou first, because I know for a fact that Guangzhou is in pain right at the moment. When we upgrade, this iron mine will have a... So if we look here, one second, cancel that real quick. So when we upgrade, we'll actually upgrade our defenses a little bit. So I think once that's done, I think we can probably afford to bring He-Man, to break He-Man away. And support He Yi. Having a full stack, I think, would definitely allow us to capture this farmland. We may actually be able to capture it just with He Yi's forces. We'll see. But we have a new reform, so let's get those horse archers. They're probably going to be really expensive to recruit, but we'll see if we can't get a couple. Kong Zhao will have to wait for now. Okay, now we can set you into march mode. And you can... We got another ancillary. Oh, we got another composite bow, which is kind of cool. And we have a few more characters available for hire, which we don't really want to hire right now. But let's run down into Jingsha. We've got Guangzhou trying to recruit another army. More or less to be expected. And then let's also march... Yeah, let's march He-Man down to support. There, okay, we've got him in a pincher movement. We'll be able to capture his farmland without too much trouble, I think. Now, I'm worried that Liu Biao will try and come and take my iron mine while He-Man is gone, but if it happens this turn, He-Man can actually just run back to defend it. And it looks like the enemy is retreating, so we should be able to occupy his farm easily enough. Okay, and we've gained the Discourse of the States. Ooh, minus 5% corruption is excellent. Okay, cool. And character development, we have some more characters available for hire. We don't have the money to really hire characters right at the moment. We are losing supplies for being in hostile territory. So let's go into normal stance and take this farm. Decisive victory, we've got about 2,000 troops versus his 1,100. That said, with the towers, I think we would struggle, because we don't have a whole lot of shielded units. We do have usher, which can be guerrilla deployed on the other side from the enemy. And they do have a 45% block chance, but they also only have 80 models, which means they take a lot of damage from archers. We have Yellow Turban Warriors, those would be our first line. He's got Saber Infantry and Saber Militia, but he's only got 3 infantry. So yeah, let's start the battle.
我等师出有名，便是要推翻暴政。
此言极是，可姑且看之。
今日拼死一战，便可创建皇天。
Oh, okay. So this place wasn't upgraded very high, so this is actually a field battle. We don't have to worry about any towers. Excellent. Alright, so we've got our 2 generals. Yinping I actually recruited while we were gone. He is also a healer. He's a good bit lower leveled than He Yi, and he doesn't have the same items. so he's not as good in combat. In particular, his charge bonus is very much negligible. Like, it's lower than many infantry units. Heyi's charge bonus also isn't great, but it's a little bit better than that. So, and his armor is very, very low. So, that said, he can fight. And he does have the recovery passive buff, which means that anytime he's not in melee, he heals a tiny bit every second. So he'll heal 1000 HP in 40 seconds, which is a lot, but it means he can kite if necessary. Heyi actually doesn't have that ability, but he is resistant to fatigue. Now, Heyi encourages troops around him, and Yinping doesn't. So Yinping is actually the guy that I would want for flanking. Well, these guys are my entire cavalry contingent, so I think they're both going to be flanking. So we've got... we're going to put People's Warband, the Spearmen, People's Warband, Yellow Turban, People's Warband. That's going to be Group 1. Yep, there we go. We have our 6 archers, going to be Group 2. And then we've got our usher. And they are going to... Is there a nice place they can hide? Can they hide in these woods? They can. They're going to hide in the woods off to the flank. And then my 2 generals are going to be Group 3. They're going to be deployed over here, flanking around these fields. Alright. Now, are the enemy going to advance on us, or are they going to make us advance to them? They're going to make us advance to them. Okay. We'll come over this way, like that. And the cavalry will come up to that direction. The Yusha, who are still hidden. Oh, unfortunate. That's impassable terrain. Okay. The Yusha will just pull up this way. And yeah, he's technically healing, even though he hasn't taken any damage. So yeah, our troops have been seen. That's fine. And the enemy is... Actually, it looks like the enemy is shifting in their direction. Surprisingly. A little bit. Okay. But the cavalry is going to be able to circle around them pretty much completely. And get some nice flanking attacks. So, now, Group 2. Pull up to about right there. Group 1. Pull up right behind them. And we're going to take the cavalry on an adventure around to behind the enemy. So, this is going to start off with an archery duel. Some of these archers appear to be moving to try and intercept my cavalry. But the question is always, can you eliminate the enemy archers before they can eliminate yours? These archers, the proper ones, are more dangerous than the archer militia, mainly because they have more ammunition. So the goal is always kill enemy archers before they can effectively use their ammunition. Alright, swing in. And the archery off is about to begin. There we go. And boom goes the dynamite. So those archer militia are starting to lose units. Archery captain and regular archers are starting to lose units. My peasant archers, unfortunately, are taking a lot of damage in the process. I am killing a couple of his infantry just as collateral damage, but I should win this shootout just because I have 6 units to his 4. And I also have the cavalry coming in. Okay, the Yusha going to charge. His archers are down to 110. And yeah, the enemy is routing. Now, unfortunately, some of my units are taking a lot of damage as well. So let's spread them out. You should charge that Saber Militia. Yeah, just charge the Saber Militia. They're blocking the way. Boom! Even relatively weak charge cavalry have pretty fucking impressive charges in this game. I mean, let's be real. Like, that's a lot of kills. Alright, Group 1, we're gonna lock up and charge. I don't know where you guys think you're going. Shoot those Saber infantry in the back. You also shoot those Saber Infantry? You two. Who are you shooting? You're shooting some routing archers? Why don't you shoot some archers that are standing and fighting? Okay, he will finish off... Oh, he doesn't need to finish those guys off. He can finish off those Saber Militia. So those Saber Infantry are getting absolutely wasted by archer fire from the rear, where their shields don't work. And the usher are just kind of holding them in place. Excellent. Hey, Group 2. Focus on the Archer Captain. And that's it. Battle's over. Superior Archery Force is an incredibly potent ability in this game, as, of course, is Superior Cavalry. And generals really function as effective, really effective heavy cavalry units. I mean, even weak generals, as long as they're not strategists who are incredibly weak, but even fairly weak generals are still pretty solid units when it comes to charging in to wipe out archers and such. And that's important. That's really valuable. Okay, we took the place. We lost 238 troops, primarily archers. Now, we can occupy and aid the wounded, which gives us less money, but doesn't reduce settlement level, and gives it plus a lot of population growth and faction support. So, we're gonna do that. We got 2,000 bucks for conquering a place, and now they want us to build a building. So, Zhengsha is actually a pretty good place to build a building, because it'll give us extra food. And I don't think I have anything else that I can upgrade right at the moment. You can only build one building at a time per province, so this is definitely the place to start. It'll only take one turn to upgrade to a communal grain farm. It'll cost me a little bit more in upkeep per turn, but it'll give me a bunch of extra food, and extra food is always valuable. In the meantime, good old He-Man here. Let's actually send him down towards the city. Not that he can take it, he can't. He doesn't have the force of arms to take that city. Well, I want him hanging around to protect my iron mine as well. So, They want me to recruit a Yellow Turban Spearmen Captain, but I just haven't really had the inclination to do that. They're kind of expensive. So captains are the alternative to generals, to characters. You can recruit captains here, and they come with a full garrison of dudes, automatically. They cost quite a bit of money, though. Like, you don't really save a whole lot by recruiting them as opposed to generals. Guoda here is very unhappy, unfortunately. Can I deploy him on assignment or something? I don't have any assignment slots yet, so I can't deploy him on assignment to help. Okay. Spent the season in hostile lands. Yeah, we're gonna pull He-Man back to help defend the iron mine. And down here, we're actually going to recruit another general. We're gonna recruit Guoda. He doesn't like He Yi, but he does like Yin Ping. And by having him in the army, we'll have a little bit more by way of unit options. My replenishment is really good. So, in terms of what's cheap, Peasant Spearmen are incredibly cheap. Peasant Archers are very cheap. Yellow Turban Warriors are a little bit more expensive, but they're pretty solid infantry, to be honest. Right now, however, what matters is numbers. So we're going to get a couple of Peasant Spearmen and then an Archer for Guoda. Now, Guoda is a Jade Carver, so he's purple and yellow instead of red and green. He's got different skill trees, so he boosts authority and expertise. He starts off with Insight, which increases my research rate and gives him extra expertise and authority, and Sustainable Humility, which gives him plus 10% attack rate. In terms of weapons, he's got a Jan right now. These matched Jan would give him a lot more damage at the cost of some of his expertise. We're going to equip them, so his expertise will go down, but his instinct will go up. His student's attire is okay armor, but not impressive. We'll give him this tax collector, and we will give him this, because his satisfaction is very low, and I want to keep him around. So we'll give him that to increase his satisfaction. Yeah, that'll be fine. In terms of stats, comparatively, he's quite a bit better at fighting than Yin Ping is. He's got higher morale, he's got more damage, he's got more charge bonus, he's got a much higher attack rate, and he has a higher parry value. He's not nearly as good as He Yi, mainly because his HP is lower, but his attack rate is about double. And his damage is... his armor-piercing damage is lower, but his overall damage is a little bit better. Plus, his parry rate is close. Well, I think Heiyi would still kick his ass because Heiyi has a larger unit, mainly. But still, he's not bad. Unfortunately, as I said, his satisfaction is quite low. So we're gonna have to deal with that situation. But hopefully, it will get better. If we look at my court real quick, we can see... not my court. Let's look at my characters menu. Yeah, see, Guoda, he's got 25 satisfaction, which isn't much. But to be fair, nobody really has high satisfaction right now. We kind of need to work on that, but it'll be something for next turn. But with this farmland, we can then push down to take the city, hopefully, especially while this guy is kind of cut off from his own, from support, and he's in enemy territory, which means he can't replenish his troops right now. So definitely, okay, good, we got 1,500 bucks from that. Definitely the goal here is going to be to catch this guy and kill him. And I think it's probably time to do that just right now. He only has 480 units. I'm just going to delegate this, so I'm going to auto-resolve it. And there he goes. Dead, speared. He actually lived, but his friend was killed. We're going to ransom out the troops for some cash. And then get back into the farmland to help replenish a little bit faster. Oh, you can't. Yeah, we've killed Lu Gong. And Hu Yi and Yin Ping have become friends, which is nice. That gives them buffs when they're fighting together. And we're going to recruit. Let's recruit a unit of Yellow Turban Warriors for you. Actually, no, you've already got 2 Yellow Turban Warriors. Recruit another unit of archers. My income is now very, very low. But that is A-okay for right now. Soon it will go up because we'll upgrade the iron pits. And in the next turn or so... 4 turns, 3 turns, 10% mustering rate. In the next turn or so, we're also going to send He Yi down here to secure the city of Jingsha. Okay, this is what I was afraid of. First of all, Yuan Shu has declared war, and Liu Biao, who already was at war with us, has sent in an army to take my iron mine away from me. Can I hold the iron mine? I'm not certain. Might be able to. We've got He-Man there. He-Man is pretty scary. We've also got the upgraded garrison. He has in his army, he has Wang Zhong of the Ageless Strength, who is a sentinel, and he's pretty fucking beef in combat. He's got a level 1 dude, and then he's got Liu Biao, who is not very beef in combat. He's only got 71,000 hit points. His charge bonus is high, but not amazing. And, like, He-Man, I think, could probably take on, like, one of them. Maybe. But we've got 6 units plus He-Man and the garrison has... The garrison is still building up is the problem. Only 2 archers, but we do have 2 Yellow Turban Horsemen. 3 archers, I'm sorry. So we've got 3 archers in the garrison that are about half strength, a little bit more. 2 archers, 2 peasant archers. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 archers. The towers are going to have to do a lot of work in this battle, but I think we can do it. In fact, I think we can do it so much. I could... So, a couple of options here. I could march up quickly with He Yi, pull He-Man back, let him take the iron mine, and then counterattack. But I think He-Man can do it if we fight with the towers. I think we have enough infantry to hold, and then our cavalry can launch flanking maneuvers against the enemy archers. I don't know. Wang Zhong is gonna be trouble, because he has fucking 70 men in his unit. 70 men. 124,000 hit points. Of the ageless fucking strength, huh? Alright. I think we're gonna have to fall back. I think we're gonna have to fall back and pull up our army. I really don't want to do that, because if I do that, then he's gonna get to fight in the Iron Mine with the towers. No, I'm gonna try to hold him. I'm gonna try to hold him there. He is going to come down this way and try to take the city of Jingsha before anything else goes wrong. Because Jingsha has a 6-unit garrison, and it's got an army with 3 units in it, so I think we can just roll right over it real quick. And let's... Population growth, White Wave Warriors. Let's get character experience. The only question really is whether I leave He-Man here or not. Like, I could pull He-Man back and just accept that I'm going to lose the Iron Mine for now. The problem is losing the Iron Mine will cripple my income. I've got 180 income coming from... Should be more than that, I guess. Should be 80, 180. I've got 200 coming from the Iron Pits. It's gonna be 12 units against 17. And 1 general against 3. But I've got the towers. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna try it. We'll see. Let's see if we can do it. What I am gonna do, however, is I'm going to recruit... Bitai is a philosopher. He's got blue and green. Excels at holding out against many enemies. Oh, because he starts with a ton of armor. And a lot of armor-piercing damage. We've also got Shou, the legendary healer. That's not what I need, though. I need a fighting commander. Excels at engaging enemy generals, but easily overwhelmed. That's not what I need right now. Yeah, I need Bitai. So we're gonna recruit Bitai. That will give me his extra cavalry unit, and then he can recruit better archers, because he has the blue line. So he is going to recruit... Men of the Forest have higher ranged attack rate, but the same damage. He's going to recruit 3 Yellow Turban Archers, so that'll be about 100 Yellow Turban Archers when Liu Biao comes to attack. Okay, with 2 General Cavalry, some more Yellow Turban Warriors, and those extra Archers, I think we have a shot at defending that. Alright, Liu Biao, come on. Do it. I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Came and did it. Alright. With our inferior forces, our advisors predict a close defeat. No, they don't. We're going to do it. We're going to kill him. We're going to prove that heaven is on the side of the Yellow Turban Rebellion. That's right, He-Man. Let heaven observe. Let heaven observe indeed. Okay, so the enemy army is entirely deployed. We've got 3 entrances, each with 2 towers. Over here, we've got 3 archers out front, G-Militia, Axe Band, G-Militia, 2 generals, and Infantry of Jing. So the Infantry of Jing are actually pretty fucking tough infantry. They've got some armor, and they've got a shield as well. So they have that additional shield armor. From the front. They have a ranged block chance. Their charge bonus is garbage, but their armor-piercing damage ain't bad. So, they're not solid. They're also disciplined. He's got 4 Infantry of Jing, some Mounted Lancers, okay. Now, we've only got 3 entrances, so our cavalry isn't going to be able to get out and wreak havoc, really, unfortunately. But, what we do have, we've got the Militia of Virtue. We're going to use them for counterattacking. Yellow Turban Warriors definitely need to be up front in order to use their block chance, their ranged block chance. Not the Yellow Sky Heralds. Yeah, small units of Yellow Turban Warriors up front. Larger units of Yellow Turban Warriors right behind. And this is where the heaviest blow is going to fall, right over here. This unit of Yellow Turban Warriors we can back up with another injured unit. The archers are going to inflict grievous damage on us, and we don't have a good way to stop them from doing that, except by charging out with the cavalry as quickly as we can. So here's the plan. Actually, the plan is going to be all the cavalry deploys over here and runs this way as soon as the battle starts. Or... no. The generals are going to be over here. Both of them. And I'm going to run that way as soon as the battle starts. The Yellow Turban Horsemen are going to be over here and run that way as soon as the battle starts. Meanwhile, the archers... we've got spearmen, but they don't have shields. The archers... are gonna be right here in the center, ready to perform counterfire. Okay, so start the battle. Get over there. Get over there. You guys gonna be group 1. You guys are gonna be group 2. You're just pull out, just run. I know you're gonna take archer fire. You're gonna have to survive it. The archers are gonna start taking hits from the towers, which will help, but they're absolutely gonna hurt my poor cavalry. And there's just nothing for it. We just gotta go. Keep running, group 2. Keep running. If you force them to expend a ton of ammunition on you, that's also a victory of a kind. And we definitely need to take off retreat mode. Nope, not the Militia of Virtue. Okay. Archers are firing. Alright. Bring the cavalry back. We're going to hit the archers. Similarly over here, bring the cavalry back. I'm going to try to hit the archers, although the spearmen are going to present a problem in that. Alright, fire at will. Fire at the axe band. No, not the axe band. Fire at the G militia. Hit the archers. Hit the archers. They're not moving away. Okay, these cavalry have to wait. Charge in. Stop running forward. Guard mode. Fire at him. Fire at Liu Biao. You attack those infantry of Jing. Alright, good. Excellent. We're driving their archers from the field. Fantastic. If we can take out Liu Biao, that'll hurt their morale a lot. And these infantry are moving to try and defend against my cavalry. And they're getting shot by my towers while they're doing that, which is also fine. Now the Militia of Virtue need to charge in and take care of Wang Zhong. And over here, we have wrecked these archers. They've got 119 still left there, so we gotta kill those. My frame rate is plummeting from all the arrows. Oh, please do not do that. Please do not. Do not. Nope, nope, nope. Yellow Sky Heralds need to fight. Okay, Liu Biao has charged in. This is fine. This is alright. Yeah. Fire into this mess of enemy units. And over here, we've routed the remaining archers. Okay, pull out. Pull my generals back. My other cavalry are hidden. Alright, the infantry is surging forward. It's time to go for the archers. Unfortunately, some of their archers have used up most of their ammunition, but as long as we can prevent all of them from using up their ammunition. Nope, don't fight those lance cavalry. Get out of range first. I think we killed Liu Bei. I think we killed... I'm sorry, Liu Biao. I think we killed Liu Biao. Okay, toggle fire at will. Let them shoot where they want to shoot. Over here, I think we're under control. Let's fire at this guy. And the cavalry need to charge. Alright, fight that mounted Lancer Militia. Actually, you go charge him. B-Tai can handle the Lancer Militia, I think. And the Yellow Turban Warriors need to come over that way and flank them. Lovely charge into the Saber Militia. He-Man doing God's work. Absolutely wiping those boys out. Oh shit, the towers. We're losing the towers. No, don't lose the towers! Do not lose the towers! Ah, we lost the towers. Fuck. Fuck. But that's okay. That's okay. We're holding. We are, in fact, holding. Lancer Militia. Oh, B-Tai's taking a beating by those Lancer Militia. That charge bonus, man, it's brutal. Let's see if we can get him into the back of somebody here. All of my archers who still have ammunition, please shoot them. My archers who don't have ammunition, please charge into melee. You're desperately needed. He-Man can beat them up. Let's get... Nope, attack him. Attack him. My Lancers over here need to fight. Need to actually finish off these fucking archers. Oh god, it's so bad. Archers are so rough sometimes. Because they just, if they don't break, and they'll run away, which lowers the impact of your charge. And then if your charge already isn't super impactful, they'll just run away and not die super quickly. We'll get him. We'll get him. Never fret. Okay, we've routed the Halberd Militia. The Mounted Lancers. And that's it. That's the ballgame. We got him. We got him on the run. Our archers are going to pour fire into the backs of these guys. The infantry of Jing has routed. The only one still fighting is Lu Q. He's actually shattered from army losses. That's it. Alright, boys. Finish using up your ammo. See, like, some of these guys, like these Yellow Turban Archers over here, they only had 33 of them. They still got 21 kills, and they're not out of ammunition. Archers are pretty good in this game. Archers are pretty damn solid. Higher level archers, especially in later game battles, can easily rack up, you know, 100, 150 kills fairly early on. Alright, we're gonna claim victory. Whew! Heroic victory. Good job, He-Man. I expected nothing less from you. After all, you are a hero. Look at those kill numbers. 390 kills on He-Man. The infantry, not so much. 71 kills on this guy, that's pretty solid. 65 kills on this Vanguard. He got some good charges in, but 72 kills on the archers. Solid, solid performance. It was mainly He-Man that did the difference. That made, you know, did the dirty, made the difference, got the job done. We killed 2,113. Yeah. We really gave it to him. We gave him the business. Wiped out, looks like 6 units entirely. And we are going to... Ooh, 1,200 income. That's really tempting. Yeah, let's ransom. Okay. Liu Biao has been beaten back. He-Man has proved more than the equal of the old man of the Han. And the Runan Iron Mine is safe for another day. A rare talent. Oh, we've recruited a captain. And we gained the Wei Liaozi. Huh, that's nice. And He Yi has gained a rank. We're not doing anything. Okay, so he has a whole bunch of skills he can take. He can take Recovery. He can take Fanaticism, which gives him Resolve, Cunning. Oh, and more melee damage. And Replenishment. That's really good. He can take Effortless Flow, which gives, oh, Campaign Movement Range. That's also really... All of these skills are really good. My god. My god, these skills are really good. Let's take Fanaticism. So right now, his damage is 49 and 12. Okay, I think we reached another rank. We want to send a character on assignment, which will give me the Noble Sword. And we want to build a Scholar's Lodge, which will give me 5,000 bucks. This mission has been aborted, that's fine. And my virtue has increased, so I am now balanced. And we get bonus experience, and we recruit another character. So, hey, if we were looking at him just a moment ago, yeah, his damage is now significantly higher. Okay, so now that we've reached faction rank balanced, some of our diplomacy options have opened up for us. So we can see here, nobody except the other Yellow Turbans actually likes us. Yuan Shu doesn't dislike us amazingly badly, but everyone else does. Liu Biao really doesn't like us, although it's actually getting better, ironically. But he's very, very weak right at the moment. So if we negotiate with him, we can actually negotiate peace, and he's willing to take that because we just beat the shit out of him. That said, seeing how we just beat the shit out of him, I'm kind of curious. Because we've got about 600 archers here. He's currently wounded, so he won't be there, I think. And he's got relatively few men left. So what if we just... Yeah, he's gonna run from us. Oh, we can't quite reach him. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Okay, well, recruit another... Oh, we've got our horseback huntsman. Okay. Or Yellow Turban horseman. Let's recruit a reclaimer, I guess. Let's recruit a reclaimer. Heavy spear infantry. And he down here. Got an iron sickle and a Taoist monk. See if we can take Wangzhou. Pyrrhic victory. He doesn't have any archers, so he only has the towers. Well, he's had some archers there. He won't surrender because this is his last settlement. Well, let's build. It's going to take one turn for his supplies to deplete. Let's undermine the walls, and then he'll start taking casualties next turn from lack of supplies. So we're just going to besiege that place. Once we wrap that up, I think we're going to end the video for today. We are unfortunately losing money because our army upkeep is so high. But we can send somebody on assignment. So, Shihan here could go development planning or agricultural exploitation, to inspire the populace or supervise construction. We don't have the required reforms for either of those, or for either of those. So let's actually pick this farmland down here. We can't send assignments because we don't own the capital. Damn. None of these assignments are really going to help me. We can inspire the populace. So, plus 12 public order. That'll be fine. We also need to disband some military units because our armies right now are too big for our income. But we'll just wait a little bit. We're going to try to see if we can kill Liu Biao. I think he's going to run away from us. So I'll tell you what. Let's actually just make peace with him since we didn't reach him this turn. We cannot, by the way, we cannot form a non-aggression pact because we're only balanced. We're not high enough rank. Everyone still sees us as just an upstart little peasant rebellion. We're not badass enough for them to actually treat with us as equals. But let's propose peace. We'll make peace. Liu Biao is a pretty honorable guy, so he's probably not going to like turn around and backstab us immediately after forming peace. And making peace with him... Oh, no. No, does that make... No. God damn it, I should have checked that. That'll make me untrustworthy, but actually at this moment I don't care, because that won't, it won't really affect me. Because nobody really wants to make deals with me anyway. Okay, so yeah, continue the siege, that's fine. And then everybody's gonna declare war on me again. Fuck. I didn't realize that would happen. Okay. Alright, that was totally my mistake. I should not have done that. Yuan Shu, I need you to leave. Retreat. Okay, so that's just him warding us off his borders. That's fine. I don't really want to go there anyway at the moment. Right now, I'm focused on the south.
任凭熊熊烈火灼天，亦会有熄灭殆尽之时。气绝而火熄，余下的不过是碧波作响而已。贼臣已死，于禁之中，又有多少人蠢蠢欲动？
Okay, so Dong Zhuo has died. Very early, too. Alright, so we've got the Noble's Sword, which is a pretty decent weapon. And we want to recruit and maintain a total of 40 units, which will give He a ton of experience, and also will gain a reinforced gun, which sadly is not a gun, it's just a staff. But it does a ton of damage, not armor piercing, and it gives a bunch of extra resolve, which is pretty nice. We want to own the entirety of 5 commanderies, of course, but right now we don't. And Dong Zhuo has been killed by Lu Bu, and been succeeded by his son, Dongmin. We have gained the Military Jian and the Noble's Sword. The Noble's Sword does more damage, the Military Jian gives you a bunch more expertise, and Himan has retreated, so... Okay. So, Himan, fall back into the Iron Mine. In terms of upkeep, I'm actually going to have to... I really want Yellow Turban Archers. These Yellow Sky Heralds, though, I think I need to downgrade them. Just for the sake of upkeep. I might downgrade them to Yellow Turban Warriors. That'll actually cost me a little bit of money, but it'll save me a bit of upkeep. Predict a Pyrrhic victory. I'm gonna wait, because like I said, they'll lose a bunch of troops this turn to attrition. Demanding surrender doesn't do anything for it. And with 1,650 gold, there's not much I can do but continue to wait for a turn. As soon as we take this city, we should be making a little bit more money. We still may have to cut down on our army size. Like these reclaimers are actually what's costing me that that upkeep. Frustrating. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. Yeah, I guess let's kick out one of these Yellow Turban Warriors. And that'll bring me back to balance, monetarily speaking. Okay. And they are actually sallying against us, so they're giving up the walls. Our forces predict a decisive victory. That's because of our significant archer superiority, in my opinion. They've only got 3 units of archers. And we've got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Although some of them are damaged. The way this battle is going to go is they're going to charge headlong at us. We're going to slaughter their archers with arrows. Then our infantry will fight theirs and beat them. Our generals are capable of beating theirs, especially He Yi. So I'm just going to delegate this. I'm just going to auto-resolve. And yeah, we lost about 600 troops. They lost all of their troops. And we're going to recruit those troops to replenish our forces, and then we'll take the city. Okay, Sai Mao has demanded a guarantee of autonomy. We have studied the scriptures. And yeah, let's promote a captain. So we've captured the settlement, we're going to occupy and aid the wounded. And we're now making a little bit of cash money Guerrilla. Huangzu is a rival of mine now. I think he should have actually escaped. He's a rival of all my generals who were involved in that thing because I killed his family member, and Guoda is now a friend. Okay, that lady was killed, and he was killed. Yeah, I think that was his son. And Yinping has gained a rank. Good job, Yinping. We will give you opportunism to enable fire arrows. Fire arrows is a very, very useful ability. We picked up a gray stallion, so a good horse, and a wooden dog. We've secured the commandery, and we've occupied the enemy capital. So, in Jingzhan now, we have all these buildings that we can repair, which we should do. That, communal sharecropping, gives us more food. Yep. That gives us enlightenment and research rate. Yup. That gives us even more food and income from peasantry. Yup. And that, of course, is the city. So, yup, repair that too. So our income will go up a little bit further once we've taken that. And yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Okay, that's going to wrap up the episode for today. We have made our first strides. We've pushed down to the river. We do want to move over and take out Jiangling. And after that, so that's the livestock farm. The town, I'm not sure where that is. It may be over here. But I would really like to secure this corner of the river. Kind of put that to our backs. And then we can push over this way as well. Like I said, the river really slows down invasions. So it's an excellent, excellent place to have a border. And from there, we can kind of make peace and settle up with some people. We have to keep He-Man here because his army is needed to defend against invaders from the north. I'm going to give him this sweet horse that King Dan is currently using. It's slower, but it gives him extra charge bonus and a better chance of evading capture, plus more expertise and more mass, although he doesn't really need a whole lot more mass. But plus 20 charge bonus, that's pretty valuable. So we're going to take that away from you and equip it to He-Man. Like I said, it'll make him slower, but I think it'll be worth it. He doesn't have any followers at the moment, but that's fine. And in terms of weapons, he could use the Noble Sword. It would lower his expertise, though, and I think having expertise is really, really valuable for him. Having a little bit more armor piercing in exchange for less total damage. Actually, it's only very slightly less total damage. And it would increase his expertise a little bit further. So right now he's at 35 melee evasion, 37 melee evasion, 12% bodyguard size, 16% bodyguard size. Okay, we'll keep him with his dual maces for right now. And I think that should be good enough. Bitai here has a spear. We can give him this great glaive. Commoner's protective garments is fine. For followers, he can have a... all those are in use. And for accessories, he can have a bow. The Discourses of the States isn't super useful for him right now. That'll be great for him. And as you see here, friends actually give you a buff if your friends are alive. If you're friends with the other generals in the army, they give you ranged block chance of melee evasion, and then if they die, you heal a bunch of HP, and you get a ton of damage and melee evasion. You actually go out of control for 10 seconds, and then after that, you just have that buff for the rest of the battle. So, if all of your friends are dead, you get really, really hench for a while until you win the battle or die with them. One of the two. Alright, so, thanks for watching. The Yellow Turban Rebellion has well and truly begun. We are on our way to liberate China from the grip of the tyrants, and we will return power to the people where it belongs, usher in the Age of the Yellow Sky, and I think we're off to a good start. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next episode.